Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. And welcome to your redo of the Monday night live stream on Thursday night. And thank you for being here. Hello to Cheryl. Thank you for being here, my lovely moderator. Hello, Chris. Good evening. Thank you for you being here as well. I've seen you checking on everybody. I love having you here, Chris. You're so sweet. We like having you around, sir. Yeah, it's cold. It's actually not cold here today. It's been in the 60s today, but I was looking at the weather and we might get snow next week. Like on Monday, not Tuesday morning, or Monday and Tuesday. I don't know. I have trouble reading the weather app sometimes, but it's going to be another cold front, and even Houston may get some snow flurries. So I'm pretty excited about it actually, because I ain't got nothing to do. So if it snows, I can stay put. Hey, Lori, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's cold. Mary's here, but working. I know you have a meeting too, Mary. So thanks for listening in. Yeah, she's not going home. She's gotta go to a meeting. Yeah, thanks, Cheryl. I got my hair cut today because let's just talk about the week. So thanks for being here. I I could not do the live stream on Monday. I would not have enjoyed it, and it would have been a struggle, and I'm trying not to make myself struggle these days. So uh last week after the live stream, I don't even remember now. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I feel like it's been a week. It was definitely Thursday or Friday, but it might have been as early as Wednesday. I started not feeling great. And then by this weekend, I really did not feel good at all. So I do feel a ton better. Yesterday, I used nose spray for the first time in several days, and it helped a ton. But I'm just always so worried with the nose spray because I was addicted to it for over 20 years. I'd use it multiple times a day, like 3 to 5 times a day easily. Uh, that's why I don't have a good sense of smell. Um, and your body gets used to having that. And so, anyway, I'm off of it now and I don't want to get back on it. But being able to breathe without struggling was huge for yesterday. So, today I mentally felt better and physically felt a little bit better. So I treated myself to a haircut because I'd been putting it off because they cost, and I'm balling on that unemployment budget. But at some point, you have to take care of yourself. And for me, part of me taking care of myself is not having my hair all over my head. So I like it short. If I could get it cut like once a week, I would. But I don't, because that's too expensive for me. I need to find someone who can give me free haircuts. That's close. uh, so yeah, I don't know if it was the dip in the weather. We had cold weather here earlier this week as well, and last week, I guess I should say, really. So I don't know if it was the change in weather or just all the sickness going around. There's so many. Cheryl is still not feeling well. I'm glad Rick is at least a little bit better. Our friend Camille's been really sick. Her has been like, it's just whatever it is. There's all kinds of stuff going around. The COVID, the flu, just regular sicknesses. But I'm better. So I wanted to do this live stream. We'll see how long I'll last. Not sure I'll last the full hour tonight, but that's okay. Because I just appreciate y'all being here for however long I can talk. Hey, Jen, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Welcome to your Thursday night live stream. Feels weird. This is when we used to do it. I've always preferred Mondays, but y'all know my job did not prefer Mondays, but we don't got to worry about that right now. So, uh, so if I had felt like it, I would have been here. But I kind of wanted to continue the conversation tonight about different areas of focus that I have. You'll just have to excuse me if I have to take a few pauses for breaths. So I'm still really happy that after a week, I am feeling as well as I am, considering how badly I felt last weekend. Uh, Mary and I both, we canceled the walk on Saturday, which was a good thing because we both needed it. But turns out it was raining all Sunday morning, so we wouldn't have been able to walk anyway, which did help a little bit because I love the walk and I hate that we cancel, and we rarely cancel. I mean, I know you're driving, Mary, but what, maybe 5 times in like the last 2 years or something have we had to all cancel. And it's pretty much always been because of weather, but this one we canceled ahead of time. But in the past, I would get sick and it would turn to bronchitis. I had chronic bronchitis where every time I got sick, it would turn into bronchitis. And once about every 3 to 5 years, I would wait too long and it would turn into pneumonia. And I was almost hospitalized a couple of times for that. So even though I still don't feel great, the fact that I can recover so much better makes me feel good. I did workouts every day. I know people are like, you're sick, you shouldn't work out. I disagree with that. I talk about consistency all the time, but one thing that I think a lot of people misinterpret about consistency is it doesn't always look the same. So on Monday, for example, I did the workout, but I didn't use weights because I tried to use some weights and I just couldn't. And then on Tuesday, I used my 5 pounds. Wednesday was cardio. So I did the workouts, but compared to what I normally would do, as an example, my average heart rate is normally well above 100 for the workout because we're pushing, we're working out. These workouts, my heart rate average was like 88 because every time it got too high, I would start to cough. So consistency doesn't look the same every day. But I know one thing that I have learned for me is that movement helps, especially when it's congestion wise, because it gets everything moving. But I also don't want to overtax my body. So I haven't gone to the gym. So I haven't been doing my additional workouts. And that has helped me a lot. So consistency is showing up for yourself and doing the things that make you feel your best every day. And sometimes that is a day of full rest, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of times, if you can, just get up and move or do something. It really does help a lot. Stretching felt so great. I stretch because I know it's good for me, but it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite thing to do. But man, when I was sick, stretching felt so good because like if your body is sore and then you can stretch, ooh, it was nice. Hey, Christy's here. Hey, Christy, I'm glad to see you back around. If y'all don't know Christy, y'all should go check her out. She does fun content. She's been on an organization kick recently, which I appreciate. I still have a lot of stuff. I probably could purge some stuff, but I'm happy with everything that I have right now. So anyway, so for tonight, I wanted to talk about one of my areas of focus. Last week, we talked about fat loss because that is one of my goals for this year. I have been in a maintenance phase for a while. When I went through all the steroids and antibiotics earlier this year, I put on about 20 or 30 pounds and have been hovering between 195 and 200. And even though I still feel good and can do all of my activities that I enjoy, I know that I would feel even better if I lost more of the fat. Because I'm not just trying to lose weight, I'm trying to lose fat specifically. I want to gain muscle and lose fat. That is my goal for the year. I'm not going to be scared of what I look like because my brain will catch up. My body dysmorphia is really bad. That's the truth. I don't identify so much as the fat girl, but I still see myself there. Like, that looks like me. When pictures come up of me at less weight, I think I look good now, though. Like, I see pictures come up and I'm like, I did look good then. Like, you looked fine, because I thought I looked crazy. And I have to realize it's not about how I look, because that's never how I started. I didn't start it. I'm different than a lot of people. A lot of people, I know, they want to lose weight for a different physical appearance because they don't like the way they looked. I legit never cared about. I thought I liked the way that I looked. I thought I looked fine. I just wanted to be smaller to feel better so that I could travel, which ended up not happening for work. But so for me, it was never really about how I looked until I started getting smaller. And then I started judging myself a lot, which is kind of crazy for me anyway. And I didn't recognize myself. And so at this weight, I feel like this is where my brain wants us to be. But now I think my brain is caught up to where we are and we're ready to go back into it. So I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about my plan on how I'm going to do that. And for me, even though I talk about fitness all the time, and fitness has been the best thing for my physical health, it has been the best thing for my mental health. When it comes to fat loss, a lot of that's going to be my food. It's going to be my nutrition. It's going to be what I eat. Hey, Tasharia, Frugal Mama's here. Have I told y'all that she's added a dance to my theme song now? I love it. Sorry about that. We had to take a little break for coughing. Every time I giggle, it makes me cough. I don't know what it is about the giggle, but it tickles my throat and makes me want to cough. So, a big part of gaining muscle is obviously going to be fitness. But the other part of losing fat is because of my nutrition and what I eat. And in the month of December, I pretty much ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And the reason that I wanted to talk about it this week too is because it's really been brought to me again in this last week, because when I'm sick, I don't want to eat. Eating is the last thing that I want to do. But I know that I need to eat. So it's finding that balance of eating foods that I enjoy that also make me feel my best, because my brain still thinks it's going to enjoy foods because those are the foods that I always ate when I felt bad. But now I know that when I eat those foods, I don't feel better. I feel worse. But yet for some reason, I have that habit of wanting those foods. And for some reason, when I get sick, one of the things that makes me feel the worst is dairy. And yet it is the thing I crave the most. My brain wants all the cheese and butter and cream, all the dairy I can have. It wants it. But I know that it makes my congestion worse and it doesn't make me feel better. So So that's going to be one of my areas of focus. I ate a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, just like straight sugar, like candy, pies. And one thing that I have noticed when I eat those things, for me, again, this is just for me, I'm talking about what I'm doing. Low carb works better for me because when I eat those types of food, when I eat carbs, one thing when I eat carbs, I don't know if this is anybody else, but when I eat carbs, one thing about it that I really don't enjoy, I feel like I love the taste. I like it. My brain enjoys it. My body, it'll give me a hot flash. Oh, I don't know I call it a carb flash because if I eat like sweets or heavy carbs like bread or pastas or rice or potatoes or things like that, within like an hour, I'll be sweating. I'm like, what is happening? Why am I so hot? Like I have to take off hoodies even though it's 40 degrees outside. I'm like, why am I burning it? And then I'm like, oh, it's carbs. So for whatever reason, carbs in whatever form, other than fiber doesn't bother me, but anything else, I know that it doesn't make me feel my best. So my goal is to focus on foods that make me feel my best. So when I originally started this, I did keto. And I still love eating that way. And I would say most days I would be considered on a keto diet because I'm less than 20 grams of net carbs and probably less than 30 or 40 of total carbs, which is a little bit high, but most days that's where I am. But I do add in carbs. Most of my carbs come in the form of vegetables. I love a big bowl of vegetables with some ground meat of some kind. So that's where most of mine come from. I primarily eat meat and vegetable. But I have upped the vegetables, and I've noticed that if I cook them, it makes me feel okay. I think what my mistake was when I would try to eat vegetables, I would try to eat salad. In fact, I was talking to Sherry about that this morning. And I know Mary and I have talked about it a few times, but I love a salad. I really do. If I could eat a salad every day, I could. Like my brain likes a salad. But I add cheese, I add bacon, I have, dressing of some type. I'll have different vegetables in it. But man, it rips up my stomach and makes me feel bloated. It makes me feel horrible. And I thought it was vegetables doing that to me, just in general. But what I have found out is if I cook them, it doesn't bother me so bad. So I can always pretty much eat green beans. Those never really caused me problems. But now everything else I cook. So like if I'm doing broccoli or Brussels sprouts or green beans, or I do a bag of mixed vegetables with carrots and peas, corn, lima beans, I think is in it, and green beans. But if I cook it, it doesn't upset my stomach so much. I'm not sure what the science is behind that, but I have found that it makes me feel better. And it fuels me appropriately. So for me, in order to focus on food, it's not so much am I low carb, am I keto? It's just going to be one, am I eating enough calories to sustain the activity level that I want to do? But also, am I eating calories and foods that make me feel my best? So it's still, I fought with my brain all the time because this week, all I wanted was some mashed potatoes and rolls because that's what I used to eat when I would be sick. I'd be sick. I'd have bronchitis and across the street from where I work, because I'd still be going to work. I'm not going to not work. I'm a worker, right? We've talked about that. I'm working on that identity. I still want to be a good worker. I just don't want that to be my identity. Sherry says ADHD moment. Love the hair. No, I love the hair too. Thanks. I appreciate that. I love a haircut. I love a fresh haircut. It's all flat though, which looks fun. Not fun, but different. Give it a day. Tomorrow it'll all be standing right straight back up. But after a haircut, it normally will lay pretty flat for like a day or two, and then it just does its thing again. She's like, "You have so many cowlicks." I was like, "Yeah, my hair's curly when it's long." She's like, "I bet it's probably like ringlets." I was like, "Yeah, I had the beautiful ringlets when I was a young girl. I hated them." But thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah, we had I don't know if y'all have these where you are, but we had Hartz's Chicken, which is like it's a chicken buffet place actually, where they have a buffet where you can go and just get all the food that you want, but they have yeast rolls and mashed potatoes. And I would get a dozen yeast rolls and like 2 large things of their mashed potatoes every day. And that's what I would eat. Carbs and dairy. And it took me getting healthier to understand that was not making me feel better. That was making my brain feel better, but it was physically making me feel worse. And my brain is going to catch up. My brain, I'm not saying it doesn't have to be happy all the time, but it lies. My brain lies. I don't know if your brain lies to you. If yours doesn't lie to you, that's great. My brain lies to me all the time, and I believe it. I believe it like I'm stupid. Why? Why am I believing the lies that I tell myself? Why? Like if other people told me that, I probably wouldn't believe it. Oh, Shira's telling everybody hello. I wouldn't lie to other people, but I can't. I'm the best liar to myself. My brain is a big old fat liar, and it tells me that you want rice, you want potatoes, you want bread, you want all of the things that I know that now won't make me feel good, but my brain still wants it. My body says we don't want that. We really don't want that, Misty. We don't want all that. Oh yeah, I know you know all about that. Cheryl, coughing stinks. If I could stop myself from giggling, it wouldn't be so bad. But I'm happy to be here, and it's making me giggle and makes me cough. Amy kept making me cough last night. We talked for like 2 hours. One of the reasons that she's my best friend is that I think she's hysterical, even though she's not trying to be funny all the time. I find her very funny. But I kept coughing. I was like, "You got to stop talking or something." Well, I have to hang up. But to be fair, it is much better now. It's just this little dry hacking cough. I can deal with that. My lungs don't hurt as bad. So better. Oh yeah, Lori says her brain definitely lies to her. Cheryl says hers does too. Right? Why do we lie to? What is that? Why? I feel like if I could fix my brain lying to myself, or if I could fix myself not believing it, either one of those would probably work. Either don't lie to myself or don't believe it. Best to not have to lie to myself so that I don't have to worry about not believing it. But if I could fix that, I'd be unstoppable. Because my brain, it tells me I'm not smart enough, I'm not funny enough, I'm not kind enough, I'm not a good enough friend, I'm not a good enough daughter, I'm not a good enough sister. Shut up, brain. We are doing the best we can. But I believe it, and it's dumb. And I'm trying to remember that I'm in this for, as Augie over at Augie Silver Fitness says, I'm in this for my health span. I lived most of my life not healthy and just pushing through. And now I'm healthier than I have ever been. I'm going to be 50 this year. We're super excited about it. And I'm going into my 50s healthier than I've probably been since I was a teenager. And that was just because I hadn't had enough time to get unhealthy. But I feel like if I could fix my brain from telling me to eat foods that don't actually serve me, it would help a lot. So it is still a struggle. And when I get sick, I don't want to eat at all. Just the thought of food turns my stomach, literally, and my brain just doesn't want to eat. So I was supplementing with some protein shakes to get in calories because I know I need calories to heal and things like that. But I enjoy the food that I eat now. I like a bowl of meat and vegetable. I think it tastes delicious. From time to time, I'll have tacos on low carb tortillas. Delicious. I love that. I love a taco. We know Taco Tribe. I love a taco here. But my brain still wants to tell me it wants things that don't make me feel good. Like I self sabotage. And I'm not like I used to, because the first step I think for me was becoming aware that I was doing it. Because in the past, I wasn't even aware. I wasn't even thinking about it. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, you had a really bad cough with COVID. I don't have that. I don't have COVID. I just am sick. But hey, thanks for being here. Appreciate that. If you go check out his channel, if you don't know, he also lost 100 pounds, over 100 pounds on YouTube, and he's back to posting a lot. Cheryl says she's had more soup lately. Don't think I'll have any the rest of the year. I won't be having any for the rest of the year either, but that's because I don't like soup. Mary likes to tell me when she's having soup. Or she likes to tell me I'm having dinner, but I can't tell you what I'm having. Soup does not make me feel better, mentally or physically. But I know it does for a lot of people. But yeah, and I think, first step of getting over, getting over my brain basically lying to me is being aware that it's doing it. And in the past, I was not, and now I am aware. So, like this past week when I was sick, I looked up to see where our Hearts was, just to see if we had one close, just in case I decided I needed it. Why? What, Miss D? Come on. There was no way I was going to go get it. But did I Google it? I did. And is there one like within 5 minutes? There is. Did I go? No, I didn't. And I wouldn't have, but my brain was still like, you should see where there's a Hearts. Maybe you should get some rolls and some potatoes. No. What? Shut up, brain. I have to tell my brain to shut up more than I would like. I'm a work in progress. But part of my work is being aware of the food that I'm eating and how that food makes me feel. And in the month of December, like I said, I had more carbs than I have had in a long time. And I didn't ever feel good after I ate them. I felt good while I was eating them. I thought they tasted delicious, but I didn't feel good physically afterwards. So it's this self-sabotage of, what food makes you feel the best in your body, but those foods don't make you feel the best in your brain, and your mental health is important. But if you're physically not here to enjoy it, what's the point of good mental health? That's sort of how I've thought about it recently. That may be a little bit, extreme, but it's the truth. I was passively killing myself with the food that I was eating. Why does my brain still want to do that? I don't know, but it does. And so every day it's a conscious decision to eat, and to eat the foods that make me feel the best. Yeah, it is disgusting. He says he eats a constant battle, needs to cut down on the carbs lately. They don't make me feel good. I get hot flashes. I get like brain fog. Like I'm just not as clear headed. And like I said, food affects everybody differently. There are people who can have a salad every day. And if I could, I would. But if I eat raw vegetable every day, my stomach would be just not in a good place. So now I know I can add cooked vegetables. So that's where I get most of my carbs from. But when I say I eat a bowl of vegetable, I mean like I eat a bowl, like the whole bowl. One of them little bags. I eat the whole thing in like one sitting. And then I'll have some meat on the side, right? Because I do like mono meals where I just eat one thing. But I am trying to add variety to see if that helps. So I try to have more than one type of food on my plate at a time, whether that's, a piece of pork with some green beans or a bowl of vegetable with some meat. Sometimes I'll put the meat in the bowl of vegetables and eat them together. I do still often eat just one thing at a time. Like I'll eat the bowl of vegetable, then eat the bowl of meat. Or I'll eat the, green beans and then I'll eat the steak or pork or chicken or whatever I have on the side. But I'm eating them both in one sitting. So I said green beans and then meat. I normally eat the meat first just because I also find that makes me feel better and it keeps me from overeating. If you eat your protein, let me say because everybody's different because everybody's different. It slows you down too. Yeah. The carbs they're good. He works out. So if you want some workout tips, go check out his channel too. It's good for the pump. I mean, man, you eat some carbs and you go to the gym, but that's the thing. If I'm going to eat those carbs, like when I have my bowl of vegetables, I normally have it before I do an afternoon workout or a gym workout or something like that, because that'll be my highest carb meal of the day. And doing that before I go work out is very effective. And that's part of why I'm not going to go just strict keto, because I have found that upping my carb intake a little bit, although my fat loss may not be as fast, I'm not going for fast. I'm going for feeling my best. So, as much as I talk about fitness, if what you're looking for is fat loss, you're going to have to find the foods that help you do that. Now, could you lose weight eating all fast food? You could. And if that works for you, and if you feel good doing that, do it. Rock it. Have all the fast food that you want. I don't feel better. I don't feel better when I eat that food. Not physically better. Again, mentally. But the thing is, it's meant to mentally give you that so that you want it again. It's an addiction. I'm a food addict in a way, because I'm addicted to the foods that don't make me feel good. So now I'm trying to learn, if it's an addiction, you don't have to do it. I didn't have to go get those potatoes and rolls. And I didn't go get them because I knew in my brain they wouldn't make me feel better. I just get so frustrated with my brain sometimes. I've been doing this now for almost 5 years. And I still have Pete in my head telling me some stupid stuff. Just stupid and liar. You're a big old fat liar, Pete. I can't. Anybody else got a part of your brain that you just can't stand? I just can't stand it. It drives me crazy. But it's real and it's truth. And sometimes I think people look at how far I've come and what all I've done, and I've had people tell me that I make it look easy. That's great. I'm glad that I make it look easy. It's not. It's not at all. It's not even. It is easier because feeling better helps. And now that I do feel better, I can tell when I don't, if that makes sense. Like when I was 330, 350 pounds, what I didn't realize, I mean, I should have, but it just wasn't even a concept in my brain. I never felt good. I had days where I felt better, but I didn't have a single day. Even being sick, I feel better than I did at 350 pounds on a good day. But it took for me losing the weight to be able to tell what made me feel better and what didn't make me feel better. So if you're trying things and it doesn't work, try something different. People make a goal and then it's like that's the only goal that they can have. Did you know that you can adjust your goals? You can switch them up, you can change them a little bit. If what you're working for is not effective, stop working for that. So if you want to do a carnivore diet and you hate it and it doesn't make you feel good, stop doing that. If you want to do a keto diet, if you want to do an all fruit diet, if you want to do the standard American diet, but if it doesn't make you feel good, maybe don't. Maybe don't do that. But for me, it took getting healthier to be able to feel really when and what foods make me feel better and which ones don't. And for me, it's also, like I said, the timing of those foods can change it as well. So that is one area that I'm going to be focusing on this year is the foods that I eat, making sure that they at least appease my brain. They may not please them, but at least, gives me something. Keeps my brain happy enough with the food. But I'm really trying to get to a point where food is fuel. And that's the way I think about it most of the time. But it's not perfect. I don't think that way all the time. That's what I want to think. I try to always think of food as fuel. How will it make me feel and how will it fuel my body? Like eating more carbs before a workout. Because not only is the pump fun, I actually feel better and more powerful when I have those carbs in my system before a workout. So it's monitoring not only what I eat, but when I eat it and making sure I eat enough, but also not eating too much because you do have to be. People talk about a calorie deficit. You can be in a calorie deficit and not lose weight. I don't care what they say. That's stupid. You can't be. If you're not eating the foods that fuel your body appropriately, you can be in a calorie deficit and not lose weight. But it is true that you do, at a certain point, you're eating too many calories, right? That is a true thing. I heard someone say that whatever weight you're at, add a 0 and try to hit those calories, right? So I'm under 200 now, but 2,000, right? So eat 2,000 calories. And realistically, that would still be a little bit of a deficit for me because when I look at what my base metabolic is, right? Like what does my body need just to survive at my weight, my height, all that kind of stuff? It's about 1,500 calories. And then I do most days 2 workouts a day. I do a morning workout and an afternoon workout because it makes me feel good and it gives me energy, which is a weird backwards pyramid thing, right? We'll talk about that later in one of my other areas of focus. Thanks, Cheryl. She shared the link. Chris said his dad hurt his leg. He started physical therapy this week. Physical therapy is torture that you pay for, but I mean, it is also effective. So, what can I say? I hate it, but it works. So that's one of my areas of focus for this year is the food that I eat and making sure that it fuels my body and makes me feel my best. And not let my brain decide. Because my brain lies to me. Doesn't tell me the truth. But now I'm aware. And I can tell Pete to sit in a corner while I eat this meat and vegetable. So That's all for tonight, guys, I think, because I'm getting pretty tired from talking. I'm better. I appreciate you being here, but I do also need to be mindful of my own body and the fact that I can tell it's getting harder to continue talking. So, thank you for being here. I hope you can figure out what food fuels your body and makes you feel your best, um, especially if your goal is fat loss, because again, exercise is great. And cardio and weightlifting, without a doubt, will help in that fat loss journey. But not if you're eating foods that don't make you feel good and more calories than your body needs. So it's a balance, but it is going to be something that I'm focused on. Luckily, I live by myself, so only the food that I bring into this house is the food that I eat, so I can make good choices. And maybe I can Google where Hartz's is, but I don't have to go. So, oh, Gina, you made it. I'm sorry, Gina, hun. I gotta go. I'm getting worn down. So, with that being said, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. Are you at least able to hear that your brain is lying to you? If not, try to learn, because it is very helpful once you realize that you're lying to yourself, because then it's easier not to believe the lies. Don't gaslight yourself, people. Don't gaslight yourself. Don't gaslight anybody, but especially not yourself. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Have a great week. I'll see you again on Monday.